Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about, will they remember the good times?
Were there good times?
Some of you guys are like, oh man, it doesn't feel like there were many.
I know, when you're going through a breakup.
Yeah, all you can focus on is those negative things, the arguing, the fighting, and all the stuff that happened at the time of the breakup. That's one of the things that's really tough.
Oh, yeah.
And was really tough for me with the Applebee's breakup, is getting out of that feeling of how it ended, because you get caught up in that breakup mindset, so you can't be who you were or who they were attracted to initially when you get in front of them again, because you have an agenda. So you can't really be yourself because you're trying to force the repair.
And you make a good point that we tend to ruminate over those breakup events, what they said over the breakup, how they acted, those things that really ticked us off towards the end or made us concerned, or things that they might have said. So, it's interesting how our brain can have selective memory at times. And we wonder, is it the same for our ex? Are they just focusing on those bad times? Are they putting a lot more weight to those things than the good times? And does that make their decision of repairing this, much more difficult or less likely?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. And I want to make one more point about that feeling, because I really struggled with that, where it was like, if I was going to get in front of them again, it was hard to be my natural self. That's why you have to really do that work. You have to work through those issues and get really confident, because they're likely going to say those challenging things to you about the relationship or why you shouldn't be back together. And you're going to feel like you have to, but I'm going to do this different. I'm going to do that different. Those things don't work. So it's really hard, because there's that power imbalance. It's like, how do you act like you did in the relationship when you were pretty much on equal grounds, when now there's just this huge shift in power where you desperately want something and they're like, meh.
Yeah. And they might even bring up some of those negative moments in the past to say, well, this happened and that happened, and we can't forget, this time, we can't forget New Year's, and we can't forget this and that, and we can't forget the peanut butter incident.
Yeah.
Just kidding. And so, my point is that, they could, especially at the point of the breakup or right after the breakup, because they are separating from you, they could be in that mindset of highlighting those negative moments.
That's right.
We don't want to delude you into thinking, oh yes, they'll remember the good times the day after the breakup. Probably not. Probably right after the breakup, they might be focusing more on the negative because they have to make this decision.
That's right. And their mind kind of ruminates over everything that you did wrong and all the reasons why they left. And the more that you try and get in front of them and change their mind, the more they're going to throw more and more things in your face. I saw this recently in a call where it was like, the more they tried to get in front of their ex's face, the more the ex was like, no. And then you did this and you did that. And they kept piling it on.
Yeah.
Because they saw that they could. And at that point, the dumpee was getting blamed for everything, and the dumper was taking no accountability for anything.
And when you have to make a difficult decision, a lot of times when you make that decision, you try to justify it. So it's kind of like when you quit a job and then you're like, yeah, you know what? The manager sucked anyways. And you know what?
Yeah.
I hated the desk. It was creaky. So you're finding those things that make you feel more justified in your decision. And that's something that's normal in a breakup. So it won't mean that your ex will hate you forever. It won't mean that those are the memories that they're going to remember about your relationship a year later, 2 years later, maybe, but likely not. Likely they're feeling that heat of the moment of the breakup, the intensity of that, and that is skewing their memories.
Yeah, and they probably were angry and resentful about certain things too. I mean, not always, not in all your situations, but in a lot of them, if they were angry and hurt or resentful, now they get to say it all. Now they get to dump it all out with any fear of repercussions.
Yeah. But don't be concerned, because memories are something that are very, very strong and sticky sometimes, even the good ones. And memories are things that can't be erased, for better or worse. We know that there's that very popular book, Bessel van der Kolk, Body Keeps the Score, talking about how our experiences, we embody them in some way. When we have these experiences with other people, when we bond, when we attach, these are things that go really deep and really impact us. So memories, triggers, things that bring nostalgia about the relationship, those can come up out of nowhere. I think you talk about how the Applebee's girl, if she ever hears somebody say something about Star Wars, she's going to think of you.
For sure. I don't think it'd be even humanly possible for her to forget, even if she was trying to. Please let me forget.
Right. So memories, yeah, they can't be erased, and anything can be a trigger. This also makes me think of that very popular indie film, actually with Jim Carrey in it, called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I rave about this film just because it's so emotional and it's such a good breakup movie. I highly encourage you all to watch it if you're in your feels. But the whole premise is basically playing with the idea of memories with a partner, and not wanting those memories, and how those memories are tough to leave behind. And so even the good times are going to be difficult for an ex to forget. And I would even argue that they can't really forget those positive moments.
Yeah. Ariana Grande had a song about it too, right? And with a video.
Yeah.
I can't remember. What was the name of the song?
Oh, man. I don't remember, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Maybe our memory got wiped of it.
I don't know.
I think you had it.
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I think you do have it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We can't be friends. Is that
There
it?
you go. Okay.
Anyways,
so now we got the song at least. Good job.
Is it that? I don't know.
I think that's what
you
it
guys
is.
verify.
Yeah, we
the
can't be
Grande
friends.
fans in the comments verify.
There's like a music video to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
It was
then
inspired by the movie.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, we're on track with
call.
that. Yeah, thank you. So that's what it makes me think of, is memories can't be erased like that. It's hard to. Over time, over space from the breakup, those memories are more able to be surfaced. When we're feeling angry, when we're feeling frustrated, when we're making a decision to break up, we're not going to be thinking about the good times. But when we have space and time to cool down, to think more clear-minded and more level-headed, those good memories, the good times start to come back up. And sometimes they're even favored. Sometimes they're even emphasized with time. We start to look back with nostalgia, or we romanticize the good times of a relationship that we initiated a breakup on.
Yeah,
So these
that's true.
things do happen. And there's two theories that I want to bring up. Many of you in the comments, I want to say for a very long time, have been talking about us making a video on this bias, on the psychological bias, called the fading affect bias. And the whole premise behind this is basically where negative memories fade faster than positive ones. And so positive ones are the ones that kind of linger more with time. Another bias that I found that is similar to this is the rosy retrospection bias. And this is where people romanticize those positive memories from the past, or even romanticize difficult moments. And they kind of see it through those rose-colored glasses. So these biases, they are things that happen and that exes experience a lot, especially when given space and time from the breakup, not if they're being pestered.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing, is that if there's any pressure, or you're irritating them or annoying them, or they're not going to feel those things. They're not going to have the freedom to process all their hurt and their anger and their frustrations and all those things, and then start to think of the nice things as well.
Exactly.
But they're not likely going to forget the good times. They're not likely going to forget those special things that you did together, or times that you had together, or the times that you were there for them during their hard periods of life. Sure, they may be hurt and angry about things not going well or the way that they wanted them to, but it doesn't mean that they're going to forget these wonderful things that you had together. There's just no way.
Yeah. Yeah, these are things that really impact us deeply. Attachment impacts us deeply. And once they do have some space from that anger, frustration, confusion, pain of the breakup, then those positive memories have more space to surface.
Yep.
So trust the process, give them time.
And do the work. So there's a lot of positivity when they come back, and you're a lot more confident.
Right. And different people process things differently. So just remember that, right? We might be ruminating a lot over the good times, especially if we were the ones that were dumped. We're thinking, oh my God, things were so good. Why would you want this to end?
Yeah.
Right? But remember that their experience is their experience, and it can be totally different. So we have to accept that and be able to appreciate the good times, even if they might not be there yet.
All right. Hopefully this one's been helpful. If you'd like to get our help personally, you can do that on my website, scraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Zoom calls. Coach Victoria is also available for Zoom calls.
I'm here whenever you'd like to chat.
Just click on her name on the top of the website to schedule with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.